Hello everyone, welcome back to the weekly charter analysis video. So here's the news calendar. So Monday, nothing really important. Chicago PMI, but it's in orange folder, so nothing really interesting. Sales, nothing really interesting. Wednesday, it's off. As you guys know, we're gonna be going into 2025. New quarter, also a new beginning. So your mind should go into the, a different price action, a different EBITDA, a different algorithmic delivery. So you're going to be witnessing that in the following weeks. I've taken my payouts from a top step account to cover the PA fees and the eval fees and a little bonus on top of that to reward me. So that has been pretty good. And I'm going to continue the same. Bread and butter. And now this week, if I were you, I would not trade. I'm not saying you can't, but you can for sure try to trade the PM session of Thursday, the PM session of Friday. These should be not bad at all. They should give some volatility. So if you want to play these, you're welcome. However, I don't recommend it. I'm not going to be doing it. I'm going to be flat this whole week. So I'm going to come back in the second week of January, which will leave us with this beautiful NFP. And I'll adapt with the NFP protocol. In that week, I will probably trade the PM session of Thursday and the PM session of Friday, same as this week. So, very likely that I don't press a lot of buttons in the coming week. However, I wanted to still provide you guys a weekly analysis in case you guys, you want a paper trade, you want to backtest this session, or you simply want to normally trade it with less risk per trade or per day. So it's a way to manage risk. Let's go into the charts. So a lot of executions because this is from September. So I just wanted to zoom in here and show you an execution I did right here. So I tried to short at 21.1968, so roughly here. I was consequent encroachment of the daily fair value gap. And what happened is that I put my stop loss above the new week opening gap here. If you guys remember, I said that if there could be a wicking area, it would be this area, and we came back here. However, we came a little bit more. You can see here my SL was at 22.102, which was here, and you can see the very, very, very small part of this wick took me out. So this sometimes can happen, and the reality of the markets is that it's pretty normal to have this happen. It's something that it's unfortunate because this is for sure a 5-to-1 with this target of sell side here, which I believe we're gonna get. But still, it is just to show you the reality of trading. Like, you can have a good position, good entry here, consequent encroachment, respect your stop loss above the new week opening gap, if you remember, which was here roughly, and it would still continue lower without me. Putting back a couple of lipstick on the chart so you can see the new week opening gap here and the midnight opening here. So 102 to show you on your eyes. This is 103, so 102 was here, 102.5. So as you can see, very, very, very small part wicking me out. And then using the new week opening gap again as an entry. Very, very good. However, the magnet was this new week opening gap from this week of 22 December. Came here, body couldn't close below it, and same here on the 4-hour daily chart. And then we continued here, wicked a lot of times, and then retraced to this end dog of Monday 23rd of December. Now we're still within this range. Let me just remove the execution so it doesn't cluster your mind. I'm gonna show you the big charts now. Okay, so just try to focus on the right part, which is going to be the NQ on top and the ES on the lower part. We have the sell side liquidity of the quarter that I had noted when we were roughly here. This would be the draw on liquidity. However, the structure is not clean. We've bounced a little bit to like this. Very typical of manipulation, very typical of this type of week. As you can see, the price action, I have to say, it's not the best. I took a good entry to consequent encroachment, took me out of barely like 10 points. It went above me 10 points, not even. And then it went right to the NWOG, and then it bounced again inside the daily FE. So we have an SMT here from November and December. So a monthly SMT roughly the same dates, as you can see. So meaning roughly the same quarter, which is good. This is what you want to see when you want to look for a high probability SMT. So ES made a NQ, sorry, made another high. However, ES made a lower low right here and took the sell side from this range. If I'm very interested in this action, I would wait to see some form of, you know, a move lower and then a retracement again higher, but cleaner than this. This is not super clean for me. It seems like it can still consolidate within this FEG, or it can still retrace and go back. You know, overall on the weekly, needless to say, if I'm going to weekly, we're still bullish. We're still within this bullish here for value gap. Let me show you this on ES. Same thing here, just a little bit more clustered structure on ES, but this order block here, this section of the order block with the low of with the high of this candle here, closing the bodies and not close below that. And I'm gonna annotate it just so that you see exactly what I mean. So this part of the weekly order block, gonna put this in blue. Just let me change this to plus. So this section of the weekly order block, let's go on the daily and look at it. As you can see, if you're bullish, everything below this is discount, and this is why you could have waited for SMT or a type 2 reversal here to play the longs if you were within this range on Friday. I wanted to play it, however, I had to respect my rules. When I came in front of my chart on Friday, we were roughly here, and I was like, I see the SMT, I see that price is not likely to continue lower because of this SMT, so I wanted to take the long, but I didn't. And the only reason why I didn't is because my rules say I'm not trading for this week and the next week. That's just the way I rule. I have lost you know, the maximum that I can for the month of December, and so I am not gonna continue risking if I achieve my objective on the downside. So it's the same way as if I was in profit. I'm not gonna continue trading unless I'm very confident in it. And for the losses, I'm a bit more strict. If I hit my loss that I want to take, I'm not gonna trade more. It's closed shop, and that's how we roll. Now, I'm very excited for the coming months because I think good price action is gonna come back, especially as we get into mid-January and you know, February. So that will be very interesting, and I think we're gonna have some good action as far as the downside, going to a little bit more intra-range plays so that we can have a little bit more fun within this, you know, this section. Because yes, we can continue higher and drop, continue higher. That is doable, that is feasible, especially in a bull market. However, I think it's a bit too early for price to have genuinely gone high with this structure. It's a bit too early because you know, the elections, yes, the results have happened, but I do think there's going to be a lot of changes as far as the fiscal and monetary policies of the banks, because inflation is coming down, as they say. However, we have some war tensions around the world. You know, got to look at statistics also of what happens truly in different states of the US. What's the disparity in between the states and the quality of living. Same in Canada. People are complaining. It's election for Canada very soon as well. So and you know, Trump is gonna get officially instated, I believe, in January. So that also, you know, will be interesting. That will be good, and it will cause a lot of volatility. However, we have to be careful and manage our expectations as we get into the next weeks and the coming months. Think of it like if you were a professional trader and you're already profitable. Think of your mind like this. Think you're already profitable. You're already making bread and butter. You're already doing it. Now, do you want to risk it? Why would you? What is the real reason? The only real valid reason is that you have actually a good play, or your model pans out. If you see your model, if you see your setup, by all means, play it, but know the environment, know the context you're in, and that will help you manage your expectations. We also have these new week opening gaps lower here, so it could be a good target. We're going to go into this section after we cross December, and we're going to start a new quarter. So this is all the quarters that I had annotated, and you can see the relationship in between them if you do this exercise. We had the beautiful Solomon's gap here. So honestly, ultimately, this is my target. However, if something changes as far as the environment, as far as the politics, as far as the, you know, fiscal policies, and we are already below here, so this is important. If something changes and we are already below this part, I will be aiming for the sell side and the Solomon's gap. So that is just if something changes and we're here in the big scenery. If nothing changes in the big scenery, and you know, I still expect bullish prices. If we change something in the scenery and we're here, we are not yet below here, I'm gonna still be bullish. This is my filter, and this is because I want you to think critically about this. You're a fund manager. Okay, you're a trader. Yes. Okay, it's cool. You have the Lambo lifestyle. You think of that. Yeah. Okay. But the reality of it, the real industry is fund managers. And fund managers take precautions. They know when to trade. They know when not to trade. And that is more essential for its survival. Okay, that is important. I'm getting a little bit sick, by the way, so you might hear me talk but with my nose. So, you know, these times I hope you've been able to take some rest. Honestly, I haven't. My girlfriend's been sick lately, so I've been taking care of her. And Christmas and New Year's Eve is more preparation, you know, than just enjoying. It's been actually very difficult to be, you know, doing everything all together. But we're here. I'm looking forward to talk with you guys in the next year. As this is the last weekly, I'm gonna tell you guys that anything that you can do in this life, okay, and I don't know if someone has ever told you this, like your parents or whatever, but everything that you have in your mind you can achieve. Everything. If you can imagine it, you can accomplish it. This is a reality you have to live with. You have to be one with your thoughts. Whatever you imagine, you can do. That implies a lot of things. And that implies maybe you going back to your old thoughts, maybe meditating for a while and thinking, is there something that I can do? Is there something that I have been pushing for a while that I need to get done today, that I need to get done tomorrow or next week? That's what I want the mindset to be as we go into 2025. These last few months have been great in price action. You've seen it. Very, very good results. Very, very good expectations. Very, very good market read. However, we cannot take that for granted. That's what being a full-time trader is. A professional trader. You need to adapt. Yes, we've had a good quarter. Yes, you might have been successful. You might think, okay, I can do this now. Let me tell you something. It's going to be difficult. It's going to continue being difficult. This is a job. Why do you think people make so much money with trading? This is not easy. It's not just a 9 to 5. Oh, one day it gets like a routine and that's it. No. This is a continual self-development by applying your edge and your system to a different market environment. And you can do it. If you're in here, now you're going to be officially charter, by the way. You're going to be a charter member of the community. You will receive new roles. You will be persons of reference, because I want in 2025 more people to join us. And if you know someone, maybe a friend or someone that you knew from high school that wants to learn how to make money, that you think trading can definitely help them, please refer them to this community, because that's my goal. I want people to make money from this. I want trading to be a net positive in your life. I don't want it to be something you spend more money than you should, something that you spend more money than you make. This has to be a green thing on your balance sheet and on your income statements. This is what I want for you, so that you can change your mindset and change your approach, change your perspective on trading, and continue growing from there and making this a success. That's the mindset for 2025. And we're just getting started. 2026 is going to be even crazier. But 2025, all the things you've worked in 2024, everything that you've done, your effort. Now we're going to go back to good price action. Will you be ready? Will you be ready with your system, with your sword, with your mind? That's what I want you to be. Ready. Because good price action is coming. But you need to be prepared. You cannot be too excited over it. It just is. But you cannot miss it as well. So let's be prepared like professionals. Sharpen your sword. And I'll see you very soon. Peace.